All right, here we go. Another Saturday, another episode for your viewing pleasure. So just keep picking away at the list today is the plan. And I have to say thank you to all the feedback at the last on the last episode. Everyone was saying, what are your mud flaps doing way up on the mounts? And that's where the original owner had them. And so I just mounted them there as well. But I have to say, putting them down there is way better. So thanks to my daughter who helped me out drilling all those holes and mounting them in there. I think that looks really sharp. So today's plan, let's see, I figure I'll get going on the inside. I want to do some insulation on the walls, especially the driver's side cab corner, and then I want to get going on the floor, because ideally it'd be nice to put a chair in there, a real seat, instead of rolling around on a mechanic's chair. And as I get closer to taking this thing for a test drive. So plan is today work on the interior, which is okay because it looks like we got some rain coming in, so that'll work out all right. Okay, I've been promising this for a while. Put this insulation on, and that's close enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. I think that's a decent fit. Okay, pretty easy stuff. Again, it's Noiko sound deadening mat. Just bought it on Amazon. I think it's about just over $100 for a big box of the stuff, and just peel off the old sticky back and press it into place. So I don't think it's going to do much for heat, but it should do a lot for sound deadening. This thing kind of sounds like a school bus when you're going through gears. So hopefully this deadens some of the road noise. Okay. Not quite right. I guess I better get my knife, my utility knife. And then what I'm going to do is, for the seams, where I got to use two pieces, I'm going to use silver duct tape and get it cover up all the seams, all the overlap. There we go. And then you just use a little roller. And this stuff's neat because what happens is once you see the those little dimples go away, you know you've pressed it into place good enough. That's basically it. There, so that's all pressed out. And now I got, again, some more Noiko stuff, and I wish they were a sponsor, but they're not. I just find they're a little more economical than the Dynamat, the name brand stuff. So this just, it's like a thin foam insulation. It helps with sound and hopefully a little bit with the heat. So this is the arts and crafts hour of this restoration. Don't worry, I won't do the whole cab on this video. Just wanted to give a demonstration of what I was going to do. This is a nice project for myself when it's raining. That way I can keep working inside the cab here. And I'll get this done, and then I'll start working on the floor, and then finally get the seats in. But that's it. There you go. Okay, so I'm putting in this this Crossmember, and I thought, you know what? Rather than taking it apart like I did when I took out the third member, I'm wondering if I can just slide it in. So I kind of made a makeshift support, so I can just use my bottle jack and in a controlled fashion just give it a push and then put the bolts in. So we'll see how this works. Huh, that worked pretty slick. So sometimes you just got to use what you have to get the job done. So yeah, put the bolts in, get this perfectly centered here, and torque it down. Cool. Okay, so this might not be quite as easy as I thought it was going to be. So you notice these holes here are it's too far out. So I think what happened is the frame kind of relaxed and kind of came together. So I think I'll have to use the bottle jack to push the frame rails apart to get those holes to line up. So it's close though. Little tweaking, little hammering, and I'll get her done. So that worked pretty good. One thing that when this truck gets taken apart again in 40 years by my grandson or granddaughter and rebuilt again, one thing I wish I would have done more of is anti-seize. I should have been putting it on every bolt and not on this truck, so I'm starting to do it now, but again, live and learn. That would have been something I should have done from the beginning. So if you're ever going to do a project like this, anti-seize everything, because you never know when you're going to have to take it back apart again. Okay, all in, painted up all the nicks, and now I just got to hook up the air line for the power divider. So what this does is there's a switch on the dash, and you don't want to engage it while it's spinning. So this is locking the front. So basically, when you're driving, normally it's the rear axle that runs, and then if you start to get stuck, you engage this when the wheels come to a stop, and it will engage the front axle for the power divider. See? There's positive air coming out of there, and that engages an actuator in here, and then it engages the whole drive unit, and that way this axle, or this differential and these axles will start to turn the front tires as well, and you'll be what's called all locked up. So I'm just gonna connect up the little ends here, seal them up. I shortened the hose up to go from here to the new mount. It was a little different on the previous differential, and then we should be good, or we should be good to go. Can't even talk. I'm a little cautious, well, not cautious, but paranoid, because I haven't actually turned this this new differential that I had rebuilt. So I just want to make sure it's the right ratio. So what we'll do is hook all this up, and then I'll just go back and forth on the driveway, and fingers crossed that these wheels don't scuff, and that the ratio, the 456 ratio in this one, matches the rears and everything works. Fingers crossed. Well, I think that's a win. Must match. Thing was all locked up and it was turning freely. So I think we've got both axles set up to run together. Sweet. Okay, work on the floor now. So I countersunk all these self-tapping screws. I just drilled some holes, pilot holes, and then put all those in there. So this is nice and solid now. So that's closed up. Now we'll get started on laying the subfloor, and then even hopefully get going on the real floor. So I'm going to put this Noiko stuff down on the floor, and then I might use some of that foam to get the elevation, to get it level, because there's this depression here, and then anywhere else where it's lower, maybe along the edge, and try and get it as level as possible so that that flooring sits nice. There you go. One space floor. That stuff was actually pretty easy to install and pretty forgiving. If you weren't quite on, you could just trim it and then push it down. So what I'm thinking now is to put on, similar to what I did on the walls, put the foam pieces down as well to really try and level out all these last little dimples and bumps. So I'll do the, I guess, the second layer here, but I want to also show the boards, give a sense of what this is going to look like when it gets finished. I think that's going to be really sharp. So one thing I'm still debating is whether or not I want to go side to side with the boards or actually have them go front to back like this. Now what I'm thinking, the reasoning behind doing it this way is you can cut them right where you have this transition angle where it goes up, because there's a piece of stainless steel trim that you screw down, and what that'll do is it'll hold all the boards from moving around, especially the little short ones up there. So I think I'm going to go front to back with this. But yeah, coming together. There, done. Well, at least the second stage. So I got this all put down, and that should be a reasonably level surface to start putting on the floorboards. All right, so there's one board, not really in place. I just cut it to length just to see what it would look like. So there's the start, but I actually need some more tools. I'll get a couple things to make sure that I do this right. So to be continued, little by little.